Hey guys, how's it all going? So I've been out today teaching bushcraft, twisted fire starter skills to a bunch of kids, year 9, so they were like 14, 15-year-olds. On the whole, very, very well behaved, and they do love making fire. So I played a really interesting game actually at lunchtime. We had a 30-minute break, and I just played this game on my phone, and I thought it would be fun. And I thought that in honour whoever the knobhead was who said stop doing the silly voices, then I thought, do you know what, I'm going to throw in some silly voices for you today. This one, of course, may be recognisable to some of our UK audience, although this personality is no longer on national radio, having moved to pastures new. Okay, so there's one for you. Who knows that one? Now I've got... Oh, and then, of course, last night I did a game review from the board. A schoolboy here and team like Gambit. That was very drunk. Right. Again, somewhat on the obscure side, but some of you may pick up on that one. But I thought we would start off the game today in the style of another personality who should be much more recognisable to many of you out there, being one of the United Kingdom's top exports. Let's see if you can guess who this one is. And so, here we are, with the white pieces, and white, of course, starts with pawn to e4. Black responds with pawn to d5, and we find ourselves in the northern wastes of Scandinavia. Now, we have a miraculous transformation, because white plays pawn to d4. We are no longer in the Scandinavian, but in the Blackmar Gambit. And with black's now response, it's black's turn to decline again. And pushes pawn to c6, and we find ourselves in the uncharted waters of the Scandi-Blackmar-Kann. And of course, it would be remiss to have an episode using this character without mentioning the devastating impact of climate change. So, here we are. Yes, and the way that things are going by the end of the current century, there may be no more Scandi-Blackmar-Kanns in the wild. So, there we go. Yeah, a load of fun. So, check it out. So, we have a Scandi, which I decline by playing the Blackmar Gambit, but then he then declines, and we find ourselves in a Caracan. So then you have to be alert to this. So I have to switch mode and go, okay, well, here we go. I'm going to try and go Dima-Dum. No, it's not Dima-Dum, that was the French one. Von Hennig Gambit against the Caro. So what we're hoping for is we want him here to take. He takes, I bring out the bishop to c4, and now he throws in b5. I've seen this before. It's not the smartest one, because he is creating a backwards pawn for himself already. Okay, so the bishop just drops back to b3, and we are still in the same thing. I'm really hoping this knight wants to come out. He doesn't, though. He carries on being a pawn addict and starts throwing pawns at me. Now, pawn to a4. Okay, now a lot of us, I think this is one of those things that really differentiates there's kind of a step up, right? A lot of us just play a3 automatically, but very often a4 is best. If you look at this now, let's say he takes here. I take with the bishop. He's got this isolated pawn that's also pinned on the king, right? And he's already in trouble, and that's also hanging, right? So a4 here is a really nice forcing move. If he pushes the pawn, I can just take here, for example. Guess what he does? b4. All right, then I'll take the free pawn. Thank you very much. Now, what's interesting about this game as well is I only very, very briefly looked at the analysis because I thought this is a jolly good game. And there was just one area where it said I lost all my advantage and there was a killer move. But I want to see if I can kind of recognise where it was and what I went wrong. I do have the lines showing, so I'm going to switch them off just for now. Okay, interesting. So here, he plays opponent, and opponent's rated 1430, but I'm rated 1445 for Christ's sake, right? Don't know what's going on. I'm like 230 points below my peak, but I'm going to do an experiment. I'll tell you about that later. I'm going to do an experiment in the diet and supplementation and stuff, maybe for April, and see if we can't get back up. Okay, so he plays bishop here, kind of, I guess, defending this pawn. And here I decide to break the rules by moving the knight a second time. But I'm moving it here. Obviously, we're targeting f7 2 times. And now he pretty much has to push e6, I think. Yeah, but e6 is, it's okay, you know. Yeah, the queen's now looking at the knight. The knight's defended. What do we do? Well, we're going to keep developing. Knight to f3. We want to get castled. Okay, we've lost a pawn each. But what I'm about here is super rapid development. This bishop, although it's technically developed, it isn't really, is it? Because he's just stuck it behind this pawn. At some point, he's going to have to push c5. Okay, more pawnage, right? And now for our feature presentation. I think this is the key moment. So please feel free to pause, think up some candidate moves, try and think what would Hunty do, and try and think if you can do better than me. And now I'm going to switch on lines, and we're going to see what the machine thinks. Yes. Okay, so the second, coming in the silver position, number 1, knight e4, blah, 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 very, very boring. Okay, now we're not, the top two moves are both kind of sacks, but the top one is miles better. Now I play move number 2. Okay, I play knight takes e6, thinking that if pawn takes, I might take with the bishop, or I might put my queen here. I'm going to get ready to castle. I can give up the life of that horse in return to keep that king in the middle. Because if this pawn takes here, which is actually what happens, I mean, look at that king. Look at that king. And I think that's reasonable compo for giving up 2 material points, right? This is a knight for a pawn, but look, just look. This is now an IKP, an isolated king's pawn. That king is not going to be castling short anytime soon. First of all, he has to bring out his bishop. Then he has to develop his knight. Then he has to castle short. And I just can't see all that happening. So that's the move that I play. And I think we do well here. But let's now go back and see what the computer's recommendation is. Because the computer here, and well done if you got this at home, the computer's top recommendation is knight takes f7 here. We have a fork on queen and rook. So we're kind of forcing the king to take. Okay, but without looking at the thing, how is this eviler? Is it knight e5 check? Knight e5 check. Yeah, it is. It's knight e5 check. The king comes back. I guess queenie can start flying in and causing trouble. It says queen g4 now, and I'm just targeting this. Yeah. Wow. So maybe that's the kind of move I would find in a 15-10. But I think really what's going on at the moment, guys, is ouch. Also, we have a king rook fork as well. So absolutely world of pain stuff there. Okay. Now, so yeah. But yeah, I'm kind of playing 10-minute rapid as though like Blitz really at the moment. But I'm kind of playing for fun. I'm enjoying playing a bit fast, a bit loose. But I know I'm not playing at my best. So what I need to do is incorporate some other stuff. Anyway, let's go back to the game itself, because I didn't play that move. I captured on here, which is also a sack. And actually, it is good. You know, he has to take, right? And now it says knight e5 is good, and castles is good, and it can't really make up its mind. I don't do either of those. I play queen e2. And now if he finds this move, he's slightly better. The other one is this. In fact, black is slightly better here. that, you know, for some reason I really didn't. Yeah, I should have thought about getting my king safe, get the rook on e1, but I felt like I wanted to put pressure on her. So queen here, obviously I'm threatening like queen takes here, or even bishop takes with the threat of a discovered check as well. But let's see how the game ends, because it's a whole heap of fun. It is a hoot and holler. Okay, here again, this is very tempting. So knight e5 is the best move. Now I castle. Go figure. Okay. So he pushes the pawn now. Finally, he unleashes the bishop. This is what we've been waiting for. And now rook e1 is the best move. I play rook e1. Welcome. Welcome to Hunty's World of Pain. Okay, now c4 is actually best from him. Or knight f6. Knight f6 is changing its mind. He moves his king. And we are just doing better here. DC is now best, and that's what I do. I want to open up, of course, open up the D file. Right? And also I've got maybe eyes on this as well, but it's gonna end in pain. So he grabs a pawn here. I'm not bothered. Bishop e3 is the third best move. Yeah, oh actually it's the best move. It's a bit confusing, this lines thing, because it jumps around as Stockfish goes to different levels. But yeah, bishop e3 with tempo, hitting the queen. Queen buggers off over into that corner. I'm not concerned about the queen here. Apart from anything else, the bishop is of the wrong colour. And the queen's not going to take here. It's defended by the knight and the king. So we're all good there. Rook a to d1 check. And we are just crushing now. We are absolutely crushing. Now to avoid forced mate, it has to be king c7 apparently. He doesn't do that. He blocks. I give check with the bishop. King to here. And what would you play? Ha! I missed mate in one. Okay. First of all, I grabbed this bishop and then I put my queen here. I could have simply played my queen straight there. Okay? And guess what, guys? It's checkmate. Okay? This bishop guards these squares. The bishop cannot take my king because it's pinned. Sorry, my queen pinned by that rook. What a lovely thing. Okay? But in fact, this is what happened. Checkmate anyway on the next move. So I thought that was loads of fun, but the interesting thing is, what did I miss? You know, with this move here. You know, what is it in my thinking? So I had to think it through. That, and this is forced. Centralize the knight. The king is in a world of pain, right? My queen can come out. My bishop, not so much, but this bishop is really, really attractive, you know. But there you go. That's what you get when you play casual, right? What you get is you play, you get your natural stuff. You might get the odd brilliant thing, sometimes by accident, right? But I mean, what are we doing when we just play over and over and over again the same type of moves, the same type of patterns over and over and over again? It's not really the way to improve. The way to improve, as I say all the time, is to find better moves than you would have found yesterday, you know. And the way to do that is to play longer time controls. You know, there really is no way around it. So that's what we're going to have to do to improve. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's still a game. It's still meant to be enjoyed. So don't ever feel bad about playing casual chess, because ain't nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. See you soon.